Hello y'all, welcome back to the channel. This is your girl Lady Nika and with a reality review. And this time we're going to do Mob Wives. It's season 5, episode 10, Deck the Brawls. Now y'all, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, these people getting on my damn nerves because they too old for this shit, okay? Child, I ain't never seen no old hoes act like this here. I mean, this is ridiculous. Now, I know them Atlanta housewives be doing the most with the least, but child, oh, y'all excuse me, you know, I had my infusion today, so if you see this, I'm okay. I just have to leave it covered up like this for a while until, you know, the skin kind of gets back right after they did that and did the poking and shit for the IV. Anyway, y'all. Alright, let's start off with this review. We back at Drita's house now. Drita and her kids and her husband Lee has had the opportunity to finally do something they haven't been doing, and that's have a family vacation. And they went to Disney World. Now they're back, and she's sitting at the house with the girls, and they just, you know, reminiscing about some of the key points and things that they did during their trip, right? It's at that time they decide they're going to make a scrapbook for Lee. Because, a little backstory, Lee been in and out of jail and on probation so long, it's a lot of pictures and stuff that, you know, Drita never seen him, that he's never seen of his children. So they decide to put together a lovely scrapbook so that he would have, you know, pictures of, you know, them that he's never seen, along with the new pictures that they took on the vacation, okay? So that's what they're doing. Okay, next we see a scene where Big Ann, Nat G, and Drita, they're out on the town for a girls' night out. And y'all, it wasn't no mess. Do you hear me? It was no mess. Now, one of them ladies got into it. Yeah, they spoke very briefly about, you know, Nat D and Karen and Big Ann. I mean, and Renee. But they didn't harp on that situation. So what they did was, you know, they said, fuck it, we're going to have us a nice time tonight. We're not going to be concerned with these hoes. We're going to just do us. And that's what they did. And it was really good, y'all. They had a really nice time. Okay, so then we switched to a scene where we see Renee and she at our house. And she's saying that she glad that, you know, Natalie G did come and apologize to her at Big Angie's Thanksgiving dinner. And as she's saying that, Natalie D shows up and she invites Renee to a Christmas party she's supposed to be having, some type of charity event for the kids. So she's inviting her over, and you know, their girl talking about the attire and shit like that. And it's at that moment that Natalie asks Renee how was her Thanksgiving. And she goes on to tell her that, you know, she had went to Big Angie's Thanksgiving dinner, and that Natalie G did apologize to her. And so that leaves Natalie D to ask, was Drita, you know, friendly with the girl? And Renee told her, yeah, you know, they didn't seem to have any beef. Now, the reason why she's saying that, y'all, is because last week when she was going from Karen to Renee, you know, and so forth, trying to make them not like her more, Drita had said that, you know, if she found out that Natalie G was actually, you know, talking behind their back and doing all of this shit, that she was gonna pop in her fucking face. She wasn't fuck with her no more. Never once did that woman say she wasn't gonna, you know, at least find out first. So, you know, her and Natalie G did have a conversation. So, Drita came to the same conclusion that most of us came to, you know, until this girl show us that she can't, you know, treat us right, and she's not real, and she do a lot of back talking and pussy popping and shit, then we ain't gonna, you know, we're not gonna judge her until she offends us. And I think that's how grown women should be. But, you know, Nat D is all in her motherfucking feelings because she don't like that shit. And now she done found out that the girl done apologized to Renee, and Drita never did get in that girl ass and not be friends with her like she had wanted her to. She gets mad. Mm, she is pissed off. But, it is what it is. Uh, Renee basically told her ass, look, she apologized to me, and she's good with me until she offends me. We good. She, girl, this some mess ass old women shit. Anyway, next we see Natalie G and her mom Nancy, and they're going to meet up with London and his mom Miss Norma. Natalie and Landon been dating for about 2 years, and I think they are possibly looking at turning it into something a little bit more long term. So they wanted to get the parents together to meet, and I was cool with that. I just didn't like how Natalie kind of was talking to her mom, telling her stuff like, don't piss me off, don't make me mad. And at the same time, she's saying that Landon is saying the reason why they have not moved forward toward marriage and children is because of stuff like that right there, which is her attitude. He says that she pops off and talks to him like he's a little kid, and he shut down on her motherfucking ass. But he loves her, and he's willing to be there with her. And they even made mention of possibly going to see a counselor to work out some of their issues that they have. It was just a nice little meet and greet, y'all. Wasn't nothing major to that. So next we see Renee going to meet up with, Renee went over to where Carla's at. And she brings her some mob candy and tells her she appreciates her for showing up for her anniversary party for her line. And they get to talking and stuff. And Renee invites Carla to come over to Nat G's party in Philly, the Christmas little party she's having. And they go to talk about Drita. And, of course, Carla don't know why Drita and Mies, to tell you the truth, she don't know why Drita won't talk to her. Why Drita giving her the cold shoulder. She thought they was cool. Back in the day when Drita used to have her issues with Karen and Renee, it was Carla who always stood up for her. So we don't know what the fuck is wrong with Drita. And at this point, Carla wants to go to the party so she can, figure out what happened with them. Child, I don't know what the fuck happened. But I do remember it was said one time that Drita seen goddamn Carla in the mall, and she went the other way, ignored the child. I don't know what's going on with that, because last time I knew anything, they was cool. Okay, well, next we see Drita, and she's at her store, the Lady Boss, and she's saying that she had got up extra early to go and put the scrapbook that her and the girls had made for Lee, take it to his store because he has his own location. And what she did was she went there and she put it in his storeroom, and then she got to her store and she called him. And she called him as he was just getting, just opening up his store. And she tells him to go look in the stock room. And he finds the scrapbook, and they go over things. It just was a really good conversation that they was having about time lost and future plans for them as a family with the girls and stuff. So, it was kind of emotional. But like I said, I like the scenes where it ain't no drama and people just getting the fuck along. Well, next child, we back at Karen's house. She back in New York from being in Arizona. And her and Storm are talking with Karen's daughter, Karina. At first, it starts off just general talk, about how Karen ass can't cook and shit. And in her confessional, she's saying she wants to see Storm and Karina get closer because it's apparent by how David reacted over there in Arizona when they was there that he ain't trying to be close to her. His own daughter, Karina, and that kind of bothers her, but she has a good man in her life now, and he wants to be a part of her daughter's life. So, since her own daddy don't want to do it, she's just grateful she has someone like that, Next, we see a call come in while they're sitting there having their little family, conflab and shit, and it's Sammy the Bull. Karen's dad, and they're discussing some new law that could reduce his sentence because he's not in jail right now under a violent crime, and there was a new law that was implemented that takes off some, it takes time off for his offense. So he wants Karen to go over and talk to a lawyer about that, and see where they can, where they stand as far as getting him a reduction in his sentence. And she's all good with that, and they hang up with him and stuff. And Karina asks her, well, where does he, because she's close to her granddad. She asks him she asks Karen, where do you think that he want to live, Arizona or New York? And Karen says that he wants to live in New York because he has some loose ends that he needs to tie up. Now, y'all, when I heard that, I'm like, Sammy, don't go back to New York. Just, if you're going to go back to New York, just say what's up to the people and leave it alone, baby. Don't try to do nothing else. Every time I'm in here, y'all, somehow, now I got this little toy. Okay, shit finally went off. I thought Top was gonna better hit it. Child, when that man said he had some loose ends to tie up in New York for a second, I started thinking about bodies finna be found and everything else. They let that man out of jail. But anyway, y'all, I just hope that if Sammy gets a damn reduction in that bond, baby, that he keep his mind right. Don't go trying to tie up no loose ends, Sammy. Please don't do no loose ends. Okay, y'all, so now we see Natalie G in London, and they actually going to the therapist that they had said that they were going to go see when they were at the dinner table with their parents. And, child, soon we get in there, Natalie get to popping off because London is explaining to the therapist why he feels they need to be there, and the exact same thing that he was telling that damn therapist that he don't like about her, she was doing, which was popping off at the mouth, being disrespectful, and cussing. And the damn therapist stopped their ass mid-stride. Hold up. This is why we here. And she give them, some little exercises that they could try to do. And you could tell, Nat ain't really feeling that, but she does go on to say that she feel like that's London's way of letting her know that he's here for the long haul. So, child, they gonna see what they can make this long term. But Natalie got a hell of a mouth on her. Child, she got a mouth on her. She was talking to that man like she was crazy. Alright, so next scene we see Big Ange and Drita meeting up at a store. And actually that store that they met up at is the site of one of Big Ange's former clubs, which was Nocturnal. And it's also the site where she actually first met Drita. So they do a little reminiscing and stuff. And then they go on to talking about, is Drita going to go to Natalie D's Christmas party? Well, Drita said she's not going. She said because she's made up in her mind that until Natalie does something, Natalie G that is, does something to her, she's not going to go solely off of what someone else is telling her. So she's not going to go to the event because she knows that the minute she get there, all Natalie D gonna do is try to bring up shit about Natalie G and keep up shit, okay? So she said that she's not going. Alright, next y'all, we at this Christmas party hosted by Natalie D. We see her arrive with her boyfriend Ronnie, and it's a lot of people in there. And in the confessional, she's saying she glad the New York ladies are coming because she wants to ask Drita why she flip-flopped on her. And she really didn't, she didn't do anything she supposedly said she was going to do. Once again, y'all, this girl cannot enjoy her fucking self. So they all wind up sitting down together, and Natalie D, of course, brings up, where is Drita? And it's at that time Ange tells her, well, Drita ain't coming. And Carla jumps in and says, well, maybe she's not coming because of me. And Ange hurry up and let her know, look, girl, didn't nobody even know you was in the equation anymore, so it wasn't because of you. I think she's not here because basically she gets tired of all the mudslinging that goes on about Natalie G all the time. So she's not going to come. Baby, Natalie D, that bitch went to acting like it was like Drita not being there was the second, you know, the third coming of Christ or something. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the hell was wrong with her, but she kept going at it. You know, kept wanting to bring up what Natalie G allegedly said about the ladies, and you know, Renee didn't want to hear the shit when she first started. Renee got her damn ass up and went to the bathroom. Big Ann just saying in her confessionals, I wish I would have motherfucking left too, because this bitch don't do nothing but want to sit here and talk about fucking Natalie all the damn time. And now she's on a rip because Drita didn't show up for this funk ass party because she knew that this was the shit the bitch was gonna come with. And now Big Ann just wishing she hadn't came. But she sit there and she try to deal with it. She try to sway the conversation off elsewhere. But old girl still won't let go of that conversation. So finally it irritates Big Ann. And she tell her, you know what? The reason why Drita not here because we sick and tired of you always talking about Natalie G all the time. And I tell you the truth, if it keeps up, you know, I'm kind of wishing I hadn't came either because I ain't nobody got time for all that drama. See, them grown-ass women. Now, I don't know what the situation is truly between Natalie G and Natalie D, but Natalie G is saying she don't know the bitch. And Natalie D got a whole lot of mouth about Natalie G. You see what I'm saying? We don't know what the fuck going on. And I kind of agree with Big Ange and Drita. If we don't really know what this girl has done to, you know, that's fucked up, then we can't really judge her on that. Everybody can he say, she say, long as they want to. But we need to have sufficient concrete. Baby, they want some receipts, okay? Just telling them people that shit is not going to work. They want some receipts. Well, anyway, it wound up being Natalie D pissed Ange off so bad she told Renee, let's go. I came to this motherfucker because I'm tired of dealing with this. And, child, that's where they ended off. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something. I'm not really understanding what all of this beefing and shit is about. Because to me, it's all behind some he say, she say. Now, I do think that there's an issue between Natalie D and Natalie G. What that is, I don't know. Especially when Natalie G saying, I don't even know the bitch. But I tell you this, y'all. This is some very immature shit going on. And it's not a good look for these old ass women. Now, I know you got to keep some kind of drama because you want the people to keep coming back. But bitches, come on. Y'all hoes half 100. I know every last one of y'all at least 50 or more. And y'all still in here with this bullshit. Y'all could have found drama some other kind of way. Shit, mature drama, if there's such a thing. Anyway, y'all, we pick up next week and see what these hoes gonna do. All I know is they dragging this shit out and it's starting to get on my damn nerve, y'all. But I'm trying to hang in here as a soldier because I do like these mob hoes, but these hoes is working me. Child, they working me. These hoes is working me like a fucking full-time job with part-time job benefits. I swear for God, these hoes working on my nerve. But anyway, y'all, that's where the episode left off. I'll be back in a few minutes to give you my Empire review. And then I'm going to lay the hell down and try to get a couple of hours of rest in. And then I'll return tonight with How to Get Away with Murder. In the meantime, y'all know what to do. See you on the next video, boo-boos.